You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
A whole new world. That's what we live in right now. I feel like I'm a Disney character. I really do. No, actually, I don't
wouldn't
anymore.
Make that a career move. I think that's going to be tougher, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I don't. My brother worked at Disney for a while, but I'm not going to do it.
Talent runs like a cancer through the McDonald household.
Like a cancer.
Something like that.
Hello, everyone. I'm Don McDonald. That is Tom Cock. We are talking real money. That's what we are. We are here to try and help you deal with money issues as you are plagued with them throughout your life. And I don't mean plagued in a virus sort of way, although you are. But, you know, the post-COVID world in which we are going to find ourselves, it's going to be very much like the post-depression world in which our parents or grandparents found themselves in the 1940s and
You're saying
50s.
We're headed to a world war that'll get the economy moving again?
Boy, I hope not.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's going to be a different kind of world. And it's also going to be, you're going to have to think a little bit differently when you head for retirement. And we want to talk a little bit about, we talked about post-COVID investing, but there's also going to be some changes you need to make in post-COVID retirement.
Just money in general, yeah.
Yeah, just all about it. So here's the thing. If you are dealing with a money issue, you're getting ready to retire, you're confused about what you should or should not do, we want to help as best we can. And we've both been doing this for a heck of a long time. Give us a call at, no longer than we'd like to admit, give us a call at 855-935-8255. 855-935-TALK. And in today, it was I guess it was Washington Post earlier this week. I don't know which day, but Michelle Singletary, who, Tom, you've interviewed, right?
I have, yeah. I had her interviewed her on television. She's very good, I think.
She had some really good advice for how you need to plan for retirement today. And it was, I really thought it was a powerful piece. It had a lot of great information in it.
Yeah, because we have this tendency to believe these things we believe for a long time in an unquestioning sort of manner. And she said, she said the old rule was make your retirement savings your number one priority with your money. And she says now the new rule really is paying off debt, especially high interest rate debt, which I think is people forget that if you're paying a credit card company and I don't know, 18%, whatever it is, right?
These days it's 15 to 18 is typical.
You are, unless you're really, really, really smart, you're really unlikely to make that much in stock. I'm kidding. You are not going to make that much
for
in
you
stock.
To be that smart.
Yeah, you're not going to make that much. So then you should be paying off that debt. And by the way, I think anything over about 5% interest rate, you should really be working hard to pay that off. And you're going to see, by the way, coming out of all this, the businesses and the people that are going to be more successful, they're the people that either didn't have debt or a way to pay it off very quickly. Because they carry that around, it's expensive, right?
Well, and let's take that to an even bigger level. Let's look at companies like some of the biggest companies in the country who are struggling right now, like the Walt Disney Company. They've taken on billions and billions of dollars in debt, and they were using their cash flow to, instead of save for a rainy day, to buy back their stock to keep their stock price up, which was very short-sighted. Boeing did the same thing. Instead of creating a cash cushion for rainy days. Whereas look at a stock that's doing really well in this, Apple, which has very little debt and a huge, huge multi-billion-dollar cash position. So that you have to look at that in terms of your life too. It's a similar thing. You need a emergency fund. She also mentioned that if you're the one place where you should continue, and this is what you say a lot, Tom, the one place where you should always save for retirement, though, is where you get a match.
Yeah, I mean, this is another part that people overlook. Boeing has a very generous match. I think if you're working there, you should save up to that. You get the free money. People leave millions of dollars a year here in the Puget Sound region on the table because they don't at least save up to the match that Boeing provides. That's really, and most companies, it's about 3%. You should be able to save 3% of your income. Set that aside. Guess what? Now you just save 6% because they matched the 3. There is nowhere else you're going to get the money for that I know of, unless you did that tanker deal and you really came out well on it. There's nowhere else I know that you're going to get that free money. Go get it.
And that is, think about it. You put 3% in, they give you 3. That's a double. That's a 100% return on your investment.
She also talks about, Don, that I love because so many of us in the Puget Sound region think real estate only goes up. Real estate goes up a lot. And she says the old rule is your home is a great retirement investment. The new rule, not so much. Lack of liquidity. Prices really don't always go up. And a lot of reasons not to pile it into there.
And that lack of liquidity, to me, is the biggest deal breaker of the bunch. It's nice to have a roof over your head, but what if you need the money in your house and you're in a bad market? 855-935-TALK is our number. Give us a call with your issues.
Are talking real money.
Hi, I'm Don McDonald from Como's Talking Real Money. In the wake of this global health crisis, many businesses are looking for ways to adjust to the economic changes it has caused. Some firms are considering early retirement packages or voluntary layoffs. If you're nearing retirement, these options may seem attractive, but what are the possible pitfalls? We at Vestry know how confusing these life-altering decisions can be. After all, Tom and I have been helping you manage your financial life for more than 30 years each. That's why we're offering a free virtual meeting with one of Vestry's 100% fiduciary advisors with no obligation and no sales pitch ever. If you need help, set up your appointment today at talkingrealmoney.com/meet. Let us help you better understand your options and create the plan you need for the best possible retirement, absolutely free and from the comfort and safety of your home via Zoom or phone. Set up your appointment now at talkingrealmoney.com/meet. That's talkingrealmoney.com/meet.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hello, welcome back to the show. I'm Don, that's Tom. This is Talking Real Money, the show and podcast. By the way, you can listen to our podcasts at talkingrealmoney.com because not only do we do this weekend show podcast, we also we put together daily ones. Tom does one a week. I do a couple others. So we got all kinds of stuff there. Plus we do short form ones. And before I go to the phones, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a really big announcement about a brand new service that we're going to do together.
Oh, wow. There's a reason for me to show up for work. I do want to mention also, because we don't mention this much, that our other life is we actually help people with retirement planning, manage money, all that kind of thing. You might not know that.
Are we still doing that?
We're still doing that at a little firm over in Bellevue. Maybe not that little, because the Puget Sound Business Journal just came out with their list largest asset management firms in, I guess it's Puget Sound region.
No, it's Washington because Fisher's on there.
Oh, okay. And the good point. And we are number 23 with a bullet.
Woohoo!
All right, we'll take it. Why not?
Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we're still in business.
Big
all
deal.
Right. Indeed, it's a big deal. Well, we have a phone number that works all the time. You can call us during the show. You can call us not during the show at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And right now we've got Jackie on the line. Welcome to the show, Jackie.
Thank you. Hello.
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 Yes. How can we help you?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Turn your radio down, Jackie.
Turn your radio down.
I'm going to turn off. Off my radio. Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah,
there you go.
It gets us confused.
Yeah, we're
okay. So back in 1995, about 25 years ago, my son was in the middle school economics class, and they did some stock buying, and the
stock picking game.
Yes, and he was most successful, so the school gave him a $25 or whatever it was, for one share of Applebee's. Now, this was like 25 years ago. He's never checked it. He's never cashed it in. I don't know if we don't even have the certificate, I don't think. Is there any way to find out if that is still viable?
Mm-hmm. There is.
Yeah, you can.
I'm trying to remember the name of the organization where you can do, but there is a way to go find old stock ownership individual shares.
I just want to look up Apple. Do they? Yeah. Is there even an?
I didn't know it was publicly traded.
There is. I don't think there's a publicly traded Applebee's anymore. Excuse me. I really don't. But let me look.
Yes, I'm trying to remember the. Hang on here. I'm going to look at the same time, Jackie. About
they're part of Dine Brands Global. Okay, so that is the stock symbol is DIN. Now we have no idea how much of that, if that Applebee's had split over the years or what has happened to it. But it looks to me like, let's see, we go back to 1990. You said it was, so it must have been, DIN was around in 1995. So split adjusted, I can tell you about what it's worth. Split adjusted, it should be worth about $50.
Okay, and how would he go about? Yeah,
all I did was a search. I hate to say this because I've run across this before. There's an outfit. I think this is run by the government, Central Securities Depository (CSD), which may have some record of the fact that he was granted that share or owned that share.
The company will.
That's true. The company will have a record of that,
too. The transfer agent of the company. What you should do is contact Dine, D-I-N-E Brands. Let me pull up their website. And you call the company and you ask for the name of their stock registrar.
Okay.
That'll be another company. You call that registrar, and they have a listing of all of the shareholders in the company. And by the way, just so you know, Dine Brands is a combination of Applebee's and IHOP.
And I was going to suggest he take you there for Mother's Day tomorrow, Jackie, but he can't do that probably. So
no, he cannot.
All right. Well, he can cook you
Wait,
something
I may
nice
have found
instead.
the info too. Hold on a second.
So just go online with Dine Brands and find their Central Security Depository and call them.
It's called their registrar. Yeah, go to the company and ask for the name of their stock registrar.
So go to Dine Brands.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yes,
what Don's saying is that the company will direct you to the firm that actually. There's somebody responsible for issuing the actual shares of the stock. They'll have a record of that, and they'll be able to find the one share your son got back in 1995. So. Yeah,
and I would guess that their phone number would be on their website.
Yes, ma'am.
And by the way, here's another idea. Tell him it was Amazon he was given in 1998. No, kidding. Because I think that's done a whole lot better than Apple. That's just a guess, but anyway.
Oh, if hindsight, right?
Yeah, no kidding. Indeed.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're very
welcome. Thanks for calling. Take care. 855-935-TALK. That's our phone number.
The stock picking game.
Stock picking game.
Because this is how most people are introduced to investing. They're in school, like Jackie said, and they're in this case middle school. And they're like, okay, we're going to teach you how stock markets work. You got to pick your favorite stock or two or three, and then in a month we're going to look at the prices to see who's the smartest investor. That is purely speculating.
I did look back to May of 1995, if that's assuming that's when he got the stock at the end of the school year. He's probably got about $85 today from that 25.
Okay, well, I said take her out for a nice dinner there, so I guess that's a really
about
nice
all you're going to get.
Nice dinner at Applebee's.
It is a nice one at Applebee's.
Yeah.
855-935-TALK. Joe, you're next. Welcome to the show.
Hello. I was wondering how you guys make money. How do you get your compensation?
Well, we have a firm.
We shake. What we do is when our clients come in, we just shake them vigorously up and down, and we get to keep whatever falls out of their pants.
Yeah, we got some really big, strong advisors who are young. They're easy. They can pick up people by the ankles and do that. No, kidding. No.
Don't waste my time. Get to the brass facts.
Okay, here are the. I like that.
Tom will share the brass
I like the brass facts. We own and operate a firm called Vestry that I just mentioned a moment ago. It is a registered investment advisor that does planning, investment management, and we charge our clients a percentage of the money we manage for them. The highest percentage we charge, by the way, is 0.9% a year, and the smallest amount we manage is $250,000. Then we do all the work, open the accounts, manage the money, rebalance, all that stuff. So Don and I are the primary partners in that business, have been for 10 glorious years. We had done this before with a company called Merriman, which is still going strong. And does that answer your question?
Do you use the funds that Merriman used to recommend? They're called
Dimensional. Yes. Yes.
Dimensional funds. Yes, we still use dimensional.
Much of what we do is what Paul Merriman taught us.
Yeah.
Paul was our mentor for many years, and we believe much of the same things that he believes. We manage money much like he did. So very, very similarly. Thanks for the call, Joe.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Do you know what your investment risk tolerance is? Take our free no-obligation risk quiz at talkingrealmoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
As always, we love it when you call us, even if you ask us questions like, how do we get paid? We don't mind telling you how we get paid. Tom and I get a salary from Vestry. And by the way we manage money, the percentage of assets under management, have you ever watched the Fisher commercials? Where the woman or the guy behind the desk says, well, no, but it's true, though. They say, our compensation is tied to your success. And it is, to some extent.
Yeah, but that makes it sound like if I go out and do things in the account that make you... So if your percentage increase is greater, you're going to make more, we're going to make... That's a slightly misleading to me.
It's a lot misleading.
Yeah, anyway, I wonder how he's doing.
We charge a fee.
Yeah.
We charge a fee, just like he does, except his fee's a lot higher than ours.
He makes a lot more bets. I mean, he's buying individual stocks.
He's buying individual stocks.
Things have gone. So,
I mean, I've literally gone through the fees and expenses of almost every RIA, registered investment advisory firm in the Seattle area, and we are among the very lowest.
I don't know anybody lower.
I don't know anybody lower. I haven't found anybody who's overall lower. All right, let's see.
But 855-9. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
What?
Go ahead, give the number.
Giving the number. It's okay. No, I don't need to.
855-935-TALK or Don at Vestry.com.
Tom actually knows it this time, unlike last week with Paul Merriman.
After giving Paul the wrong number and having him dial twice. Hey, you guys aren't. No, but I mean, one of the things that we are is a fiduciary. That is, we have a legal requirement by our federal registration to put your interests ahead of our own. That is not true in much of the industry, and so oftentimes we see the investments.
That was the best transition ever.
Thank you. I mean, because this just came into our office like the last week or so, and I wouldn't pull my hair because it hasn't been cut in a lot. But the point is, why are people selling these products? By the way, sold to somebody in their 80s this time. This is just I really get mad that these products even exist. I get angrier that they get sold to people that have no idea what they're being put into. And in this case, the salesperson that masqueraded as an investment advisor.
I am very tempted to use their name on the air because this is so egregious. It is so egregious. I cannot believe that any firm anywhere would. I just looked him up on BrokerCheck.
Yeah,
and under disclosures, they have a ton of them.
I'm not surprised. So the product is a thing called Next Point Capital, right? And of course, when you read further down, it admits it should be considered speculative. It also admits that there's an 8% sales load. Further down, it tells you that the annual expense ratio how much they're taking every year to run the fund? 6.5% a year. By the way, you can go buy funds at Vanguard for like 3 basis point, 5 basis. I mean,
let me just clear that up because I read the prospectus. Their actual expense ratio is 7.45.
Oh, okay, pardon me.
They are eating 0.95%. They're giving you back 0.95%.
Yeah, very kind. You can't get your money. It's illiquid. You have to wait and hope every quarter that they will allow people to get their money back. And guess what? It gets better. Because how's all this done? How's the performance of this wonderful Next Point Capital been, Don?
Oh, the performance.
Oh, yeah, like the return of your money, that kind of thing.
Okay, if you put $10, and the original offering price of this illiquid security that supposedly invests in healthcare, that's all. It started out, and I don't know exactly when this poor woman bought it, but it was somewhere between 17 and 18, roughly, was when the offering was. She paid $10.55 per share in the offering. Then there was a commission, then there are the expenses, and then she gets dividends along the way, monthly dividends. Her value now is down to estimated value. Remember, you can't sell it. Wait. You know what? I'm going to hold this for after the break.
Let's keep going. We got plenty to talk about here.
Oh, my gosh. Because I really want to give you the dividend information, how those dividends are determined, where that money comes from, all of that. But I want to do that after the break. 855-935-TALK is our phone number.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you're sick of your self-interested financial advisor and are looking for a 100% fiduciary low-fee investment advisor, call my firm Vestory at 800-386-3004 or visit us at vestory.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
855-935-TALK. Call us here on Talking Real Money. I am so angry about this woman who was taken advantage of by this. I've looked this guy up.
Yeah.
He is a certified financial planner who holds himself out to be a fiduciary. This is what I'm telling you. These folks will lie to you. You cannot believe them. You must get it in writing that they will act as your fiduciary at all times because they'll lie to your face. And this guy is a respected member of the Bellingham, Washington community.
Yes, he
but
is.
I'm not going to name his name. But my gosh, I looked him up. He holds himself out to be a good person, a helpful person, a wonderful member of his community, and he helps high net worth clients do the right thing. Well, he shafted an 84-year-old woman by putting her in a thing called NEX Point Capital, which is a non-publicly traded investment vehicle that is highly speculated in its own perspective. It says this is a highly speculative investment with no liquidity, an 8% commission, 6.5% annual fees. And guess what this poor woman's account is worth? She put $40,000 in.
And now?
Last year.
Yeah.
It was 19. I looked it up. Now, $18,572.
But you're getting a big dividend.
Not big enough. And by the way, I looked the dividend up.
Yeah.
Part of your dividend may be return of principal, return of capital.
Yeah. This is not
so
a
just
product
pay you your
for
own
anybody.
money back. And she lost 54% in a year. That is almost twice what the stock market lost.
And by the way, you have too many more years of 54%, it starts to get kind of small, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you start to.
This guy is this guy he should be put out of business. I am so sick of the Certified Financial Planning Board, the CFP board, allowing people like this to carry the CFP moniker and sell high commission products. This goes totally against what they claim to stand for. The CFP board should be ashamed of themselves for allowing people like this to continue, but they don't care about anything but getting their CFP fee.
I don't think they hold themselves out. I mean, I think they got rid of that part of it recently.
No. As a matter of fact, they said in October of this year they're going to require
October of last year. We haven't had October
of last year. They were going to require. They were going to require all of their CFPs to act as fiduciaries at all times. Baloney! You guys are such liars.
But they did get rid of a few other things, but like bankruptcies and other problems.
Yeah, so
that
what?
people had.
So what? When you got members like this holding themselves out to be fiduciaries and selling a thing with an 8% load, this guy should be ashamed of himself. I don't see how he could show his face in his little service club meeting there in Bellingham. You're a slime ball, dude.
All right, Don, all warmed up for Mother's Day. So he's going to be calling his mom later today to tell her Happy Mother's Day. No,
if anybody did this to my mom, I would be to FINRA, I would be to the CFP board. Oh, I'm mad. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm better now. 855-935-TALK. This stuff infuriates me.
It shouldn't be sold to anybody, but especially somebody like it was sold to. That's true.
84.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to something happier. Tammy, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Tammy, give us some good news.
Well, let me tell you something. I can understand the point you were talking about, Tom, with Don. That's highway robbery.
Yep.
Really is.
Yep.
Highway robbery.
Yeah.
And that man should be taken out and shot.
We can't recommend that on the show because it's bad for our brand, but thank you for saying that.
Hey,
shot with a BB gun.
Yeah.
BB gun. There you
paintball.
go.
Yeah. There you go.
We are not recommending any shootings on this show, Tammy, of anything, of any kind.
Tammy, I like you.
Yeah, you guys can have your own show. It's Gun Talk tomorrow morning, I guess.
Hey, well, I got a question.
Yes.
Okay. My husband and I, we both have IRAs, okay? We, because what we're doing is we're trying to keep our tax bill low. If this year we're going to have to fork out about $1,500 for taxes this year, and it's because our places of work didn't take out enough tax.
Okay. Can we get you to hang on a second, Tammy, with the question?
Yeah, I didn't realize we were this close to a break,
we'll
and
get
it's
right
a hard
to
break.
Hang on a second.
We will return momentarily. We still have a line open and time remaining to call your broker names at 855-935-TALK.
No shootings.
855-935-8255. No, I won't shoot them. I'll just call them what I believe they are.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
These are extraordinary times, and you may be getting news you didn't want to hear. That is, your company wants you to retire sooner than you'd planned and take an early buyout. But how does that buyout fit into your retirement plan, and how do you pay for a lengthier retirement? Hi, this is Tom. Our company, Vestry, was created for times exactly like these. We exist to help our clients transition to retirement seamlessly and without worry. And during this health crisis, we do it all electronically with an unmatched level of service. Get a free virtual consultation now. Go to Vestory.com, Vestory.com, and click on Schedule an Appointment. Not only do we work to build your wealth, we manage your money to create a lifelong income stream without using expensive annuities. And let me make you a guarantee. The meeting is free, there is no obligation, and absolutely no high-pressure sales pitch. Visit Vestory.com, that's Vestory.com, click on Schedule an Appointment.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Get out and enjoy it.
855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. We're talking to Tammy,
Yeah.
my best friend, Tammy.
Yeah.
And Tammy and her husband have been funding an IRA. And what?
I said, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You agree with me. Of course you're my friend.
Oh, that's kind good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
The new waterboarding
So what's your question
brokers.
of-
Go ahead.
We're going to waterboard brokers together.
That's fun on
Yeah.
weekends.
Okay, I know you guys are busy, so
Yeah,
I'll make it really
right.
quick and brief. Okay? My husband and I, like I was saying, my husband and I both have an IRA. He has one that he only can put $1,000, I guess a year or whatever it is in it. And I have one where I can put 3 times as much in. Okay? And so anyway, so I was thinking, my husband and I, we're trying to save money because we want to buy some property on the ocean, because I live in Washington State. And so my husband and I want to be able to buy some property. and build our own house on the ocean, or down by the beach is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way and what would be the best IRA for my husband and I to transfer our money from where we have it right now in our own bank to an IRA.
Oh, yeah, if you have it in a bank, yeah. How much is in your IRA at your banks now, your IRAs at your banks?
My husband's is about a little over $2,000. Mine is right now $6,700. And
yeah, you're beating the tar out of him.
I know. So anyway, that's bad.
No beatings, no shootings, no waterboardings, you guys. Come on.
This is pretty easy.
No beatings, no shootings, no murders,
yeah, we
nothing
can't do
like
that.
that.
No fun of any kind.
We got to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, where do you think she should take her bank IRA?
That is a great question. I mean, first of all, I don't like it at the bank because if it's in a savings or a CD or whatever, that would not be my recommendation.
It's not in a savings.
Okay.
I mean, we do have a savings account.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have a savings account, but we also have our IRAs. We also have our checking account.
Yes, of
all
course.
in the same bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but we don't like the idea. We don't like the idea of having IRAs in banks because either it just gets put in a bank product where you earn a fraction of a % in interest, or they use one of their brokers in the bank to put it in a bad mutual fund 90% of the time, maybe 95%. I'm being generous. What you need to do, what I would suggest you do, is you either call or go online to Vanguard. Vanguard.com, and you can go in and transfer an IRA. You can either call them and they'll help you do it, or you can do it online. It's really, really easy. You just give them the account information from your current IRA. They'll set up a new IRA and they'll bring the money over automatically. You don't even have to do anything. And then you can get that invested in securities that have the potential to make you some money based on your risk tolerance. I'd also ask you, please, 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 to go take our risk quiz at talkingrealmoney.com so you can figure out how to properly allocate that between stocks and bonds. Tom?
Okay.
Yeah, I already
went to.
Yeah.
I did the risk evaluate.
And what was your score?
It was a 74.
Whoa.
Holy cow!
That's very high, Tammy. Well done.
No wonder you want to shoot people.
Yeah.
You like taking risk. You're a wild woman.
No, I'm a wild. Hey, let me tell you something. I've been married to my husband for 40. This year was 42 years.
Oh, congratulations! Yeah,
congrats. That's cool.
Can you put him on the phone so we know he's okay?
Oh, he's kidding.
Just checking. You don't have any tigers or anything like that hanging around, or you kind of.
I do have a tiger hanging around.
I'm just,
he's about 10 pounds, so she ain't gonna hurt him.
How big is your tiger?
Well, she's about 10 pounds. It's my kitty cat.
Oh, I thought you said.
Wow.
I thought you said.
We're really veering off here.
300 pounds. I was hearing something.
No, I do have.
She's the tiger queen.
How old are you, Tammy?
I will be 62 this year, and my husband and I were born in the same year.
Don can argue with me. I would just use the Vanguard Balanced Index Fund.
Yep,
one
simple.
fund.
That's probably good.
You can type it. You could tell Vanguard that. You could if you didn't want to do all this online, call Vanguard. Tell them you want to open an IRA for you and an IRA for your husband. Of course, he has to be involved in that. You move the money over, and then just to own the Vanguard Balanced Index Fund,
or the Target 2020.
True,
similar portfolio.
So it's one fund. You don't have to worry about it. It's got good stock exposure. You got a lot of safe bonds in it. It's going to grow way better than a bank. It's going to be way cheaper than any product they put you into the bank, unless the bank just has you in, as Don said, a savings type account, which is earning you almost nothing. I'm still amazed when I see these bank offers. Put your bank CD, your IRA CD for 1%. Why in the world would you lock your IRA into making 1%? That makes no sense to me. But so I would do that. I think it'd be very simple. I like your target date idea, Don, too. So one fund. Easy, put the money in every year, get on with your life.
Okay. Thanks for the call.
Don't shoot anybody.
Awesome.
Don't feed anybody to tigers.
No torturing.
Yeah.
Do not feed your husband to a tiger.
Yeah.
I've heard that's bad for them.
They're not heard from for a long time. The tiger very happy.
Yeah, the tiger's happy. Hey, ooh, that was crunchy. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. You can call that number, by the way, anytime, 24/7. Now, I have I want to plead with all of our listeners in Bellingham.
Yes.
This is for the folks in the Bellingham area. You don't have to be in Bellingham proper.
Anywhere
but
north
if you,
of Mount Vernon.
Yeah. Okay. If you're dealing with a financial advisor of some kind in the Bellingham area, there aren't that many of them. I'm looking at the map. There aren't that many. Yeah. And because I don't want to name the name of this firm, because despite the fact that I dislike him passionately, if I talk about him personally and name his name, then we could get
fed to the tigers.
Yeah, I don't want that. So here's what I'd like you to do. My email address is don@vestory.com, VESTORY.com. Or Tom's is tom@vestory.com.
Well, you're giving out mine?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that way they got both of us looking at it.
Okay.
Before you do something with somebody, or if you've done something and you're going, I'm not really sure that was the right thing, would you do us a favor? Just run it by us. Or call it 855-935-TALK 24/7 and leave us the information. We'll look into it. We will look into it for you.
There's people in Bellingham, I'm sure, that have fiduciary. I've got to be.
Okay.
You would think. I mean, the guy that we just referred to can't be a fiduciary selling that awful product.
But he is. He claims to be, and he's a CFP.
Yeah, But by the way, you pointed this out. CFP does not mean you're going to get treated well.
No.
Now they're knowledgeable. You got a lot of information. You've had to go through a very extensive training. You had to learn. You got to take a bunch of tests because we've got people that are going through it in our office right now. But it's the registration of the firm that really decides at the end of the day how you will be treated. That
is absolutely the case. So I would like to ask any of you who are dealing with an advisor in the Bellingham area, please, I promise you we're not going to try and sell you anything. I guarantee that. I want to keep you out of this guy's clutches. That's all I want to do. I want to make sure you're not dealing with this guy. I want to keep everybody away from this guy because I think he's bad news.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Just about everything you need to know about money can be found at our website, talkingrealmoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
I actually went and looked, and I cannot find a single 100% fiduciary advisor in the Bellingham area, within miles of the Bellingham area. Not one. Oh, my gosh. Well, if you're looking for a 100% fiduciary advisor, our firm is one. We will put that in writing. It's called Vestory. You can get in touch with us at vestory.com or call 800-386-3004.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.